Hello everyone, welcome to your full body stretching. Today we will focus on improving flexibility, reducing stiffness, and helping your body move better. We will begin in a comfortable seated position. On the next inhale, reach both arms up and over your head, and exhale, ground your right hand down. Reach your left arm across and side bend to the right. When you're ready, bring your left hand behind your head. And from here, let's twist to the right, pull your left elbow to the right arm. Inhale, open to the opposite direction, and exhale, gently twist to the right. And let's do a few more times, really opening to the side of our body. Inhale, open. And exhale, twist. And let's do one more time here. And reach your left arm up and over your head once again, going a little bit deeper into the side of our body. And let's take it to the opposite side, side bend to the left. Bring your right hand behind your head, and on the exhale, twist to the left, pull your right elbow to your left arm. Inhale, open, and then exhale, twist. Really try to move from the waist here, getting nice and big movement, opening the chest. And let's do one more time. Come back to the center, reach your right arm up. Get a nice and deep stretch here. And then slowly come back to the center. Now let's uncross our legs and bring your feet just a little bit wider than your hips, hands down on the floor. Now carefully drop your knees over to the right, and then drop your knees over to the left. Now warming up our hips. Let's go to one side, allowing our knees to go all the way down, and then repeat on the opposite side. You can try to move from the waist of your body and get a nice twist in your lower back as well. Now go ahead and drop your legs over to the right and turn your torso facing the right leg, hands down by your sides. Now go ahead and lift your left knee off the floor, ground your knee down and lift your left foot off the floor. Inhale, left knee up and down, exhale, left foot up and down. So moving just the back leg here, going into internal and external rotation of our hip. Making sure we are not using our arms much here, so making sure that movement comes from our left hip joint. We'll do a few more times here. And let's release. Really try to grow taller through your spine. Walk your hands forward. And then start making your way down, getting nice opening on the outside of our right hip. Maybe go down to your forearms or just lean your torso forward and keep your arms straight. Make sure that right knee and that right hip at about 90-degree angle. And deepen your breath here. And carefully walk your hands back on the mat. Make your way up. I will repeat it on the opposite side. Carefully drop your knees over to the left and turn your body facing the left leg. Now when you're ready, bring your right knee up. Ground your knee down and lift your right foot up. So just moving that right leg. Your knee goes up first and then your foot. Again, trying to move from that right hip, and don't move your torso too much, don't use your arm. So mobilize that right hip. And a few more times here. And carefully release. And now walk your hands forward, lean your torso forward. It's an option to make your way down to the forearms. Feel that deep stretch on the outside of your left hip. Relax your shoulders, maybe close your eyes. Feel your breath. And carefully make your way back up. Now we will change our position. Come up onto your hands and knees into the tabletop. From here, let's warm up our shoulders. Reach your right arm up and over the head and find a nice and big circle. Open the chest, circle your right arm around and switch. Reach your left arm up, open the chest, and follow your hands with your gaze. And just go from one side to another. Find a nice and big circle, not just from the arm, but from your chest as well. Inhale, open. Exhale, down. Inhale, open. Exhale, down. Good, let's keep that going. And let's do one more time on each side. Come back to your tabletop position. On the inhale, arch your back and exhale, round. Inhale into the cow and exhale, cat. Now try to move from your tailbone up to the crown of the head. Round your spine and push the ground away. Now on the inhale, arch your back and send your hips down to your heels. Round your spine, shift forward. Arch your back and shift your hips down to your heels. Keep going. Round, shift forward. Arch and shift back. And make it as a little dance here. Try to move the entire length of your spine, your hips and your shoulders. Now go ahead and sit your hips all the way down to your child's pose. And now I want you to bend your elbows and bring your palms to touch to open the shoulders a little bit more. Relax your back and let your hips go heavy. And carefully make your way back up. Find your downward facing dog. Curl the toes and send the hips up. Once there, just carefully walk out your down dog, bend and straighten your legs. And carefully walk your feet forward to the top of the mat. And see if you can step your heel first and then your toes. And then reach to the opposite elbow. Let your spine go loose. And maybe sway your body side to side. Let everything be heavy and soft. And very carefully, bone by bone, roll yourself up into standing. And then drop your head down to your right shoulder. Reach your right hand to the side of your head and carefully pull your ear down to the shoulder. Find the stretch on the left side of your neck and feel good here. And then take it to the opposite side, left ear down to your left shoulder. Reach your left hand to the side of your head and get a nice stretch on the right side of your neck. We hold here. And carefully release the stretch. I will change our position. Bring your feet wide apart with your toes facing out to the side. Hands to your hips. And now bend your knees as you go into the deep squat. Send your buttocks down. And then stand up nice and tall. Let's do a few more times. Open your knees nice and wide. Squat down. And then stand up nice and tall. Feel that deep opening on your inner thighs. On the next one, squat down and hold. Bring your hands to your knees. And then twist to the right, drop your left shoulder down. Inhale, come back to the center. And then push your right knee out and twist to the left. Inhale, center, remain in a squat. And exhale, carefully push your left hip out. And let's do a few more times on each side. Going deeper and deeper into the hip opening. And let's do one more time on each side. And carefully release. Stand up nice and tall and bring your toes facing forward. Reach your hands behind your back, interlace the fingers and open to the heart. And when you're ready, fold forward and reach your arms over your head. Get a nice and deep stretch in this wide stand forward fold. Deepen your breath. And then ground your hands down and roll your hands over to the left. Arrive to lizard on the left leg. And now our hands will be on the inside of the left leg. Ground your right knee down. And now let's keep moving. Send your hips back and straighten out your left leg. Inhale into the lizard lunge. And then exhale, left leg straight, hips back. Inhale, send your hips forward. And exhale, send your hips back. Let's keep moving. And now go ahead and send your hips forward into the lizard. And let's stay here. Option to remain up, option to drop down to the forearms. Find deep hip opening. And carefully walk your hands back on the mat. And now open the sole of the left foot. Rest your left hand on your left knee and carefully push your hip out to the side as you twist to the left. Now you can stay here or maybe bend your right knee, reach back with your left hand and pull your heel to your buttocks. Open to the heart and open to the hips. And carefully release. And start crawling your hands over to the right, facing the opposite side of the mat and arrive to lizard on the right leg. Hands will be on the inside. Bring your back knee down. Now send your hips back and straighten out your right leg. Inhale into lizard. And exhale, right leg straight. Keep moving. Inhale, open the hips. And exhale, stretch out your right hamstrings. And now come back to your lizard. Option to remain here, option to go down to the forearms for a deeper stretch. Breathe into your hips and feel good here. And then carefully walk your hands back to the mat. Open the sole of the right foot. Rest your right hand on your knee and carefully push your right hip out to the side. Twist your chest open. Maybe stay here. Maybe bend your left knee, reach your right hands back and pull your heel to the buttocks. And let's carefully release. Rest your right hand down. Step your right foot back. Find your downward facing dog. And just move your hips side to side, take a couple of movements. Now we will change your position. Carefully rest your knees down on the floor so that your knees are hip width apart and make your way up. Bring your hands to the back of your pelvis. And then carefully send your hips forward, arch your back and bring your gaze up. And let's pause here in this range. If you want to go deeper, maybe start making your way a little bit more into the back bend. Maybe reach both hands down to your heels into camel. Shine your heart forward. And very carefully release the camel. Find tabletop position. And then round your spine, stretch your back. And then carefully arch your back into the cow. And then round once again. And repeat a few more times to counter stretch your spine. And then carefully come back to your comfortable seated position. And then reach both arms up and over your head, palms to touch, hands to the heart center. And that's it for your full body stretching. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you enjoyed this routine, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel for more workouts and classes in the future, and leave a comment below to let me know how you felt or what you would like to see next. Thank you so much, and I will see you next time.